Stop guessing. Start growing. Get swole. You're entering the pump phase. Pyramiding definitely got me stronger and a good bit fuller, but I really wasn't getting the definition coming through like I really wanted. But I really didn't want to start a straight up like hardcore cut phase yet. I needed something in between the two. And so that's when I came up with the pump phase. I want to kind of turn up the volume just because my body has always reacted really well to volume. The pump sets, the tri-sets, were really, in the past, had got me that type of roundness, fullness, and the cuts that I'm really looking for. And so that's why I went back to this in phase 3. So the pump phase is designed to totally blast and tax your muscle in a brand new way. At this point, your body's probably starting to get used to the volume intensity. But like I always say, volume, volume, volume. We turn it up another notch. Instead of supersetting like you did in phase 1, but now we're tri-setting. You're gonna go from exercise to exercise to exercise with no rest. You're probably gonna sweat a whole bunch more than you are when you're doing pyramid sets. And so there's gonna be a pretty dramatic difference in the pump phase rather than the pyramid phase. The nutrition and supplementation in this phase really don't change at all. So you just gotta focus in on going hard on the gym and just keeping the same habits that you did in the prior phase. Now, we haven't really cut our calories, we haven't added a whole bunch of cardio, but the intensity in the gym has actually gone up a whole nother notch. You're truly gonna start noticing some improvements on your overall physique and muscularity. So you're gonna encounter a few obstacles in this phase. I think one of the main obstacles you're gonna encounter is on leg day, not too many people run 3 exercises back to back to back. But also, just in general, this is one of the hardest phases because of that type of training. I need you to still go heavy, I need you to take low rest, and I need you to go through all 3 of those exercises, with a hardcore pace. And so it's gonna challenge you. You're at the halfway point now. If you really want the results, you gotta push hard. So this phase is primarily to go after body fat while you're adding lean tissue. But I really wanna see those cuts starting to come out in this pump phase. So remember in phase 1, when we were supersetting almost the entire time, now we're taking it up one more notch and adding a whole nother exercise to it. You remember how hard the supersets was. Now tri-sets take it to another level. Very simply, what a tri-set is you have 3 exercises back to back to back with no rest. So you'll perform all 3 exercises, take a quick drink, right back into it. And once again, just because you see that on paper, I'm not telling you to go light. I'm telling you to go heavy for each of those exercises to perform the reps that are prescribed, to really push hard, but just you're turning that volume up and keeping that intensity high at the same time. So the splits are pretty much the same. You're gonna rock chest and back, legs, arms, and then shoulders and abs. And then you're gonna have your block of 3 rest days with just 1 additional day of HIIT cardio. Like last phase, the HIIT cardio is comprised of a cardio piece of equipment. Let's take, for example, running. You would run fast for a minute and then jog for a minute for 20 to 30 minutes, as easy as that. And the workouts do not change from week to week in this phase. We'll use arm day, for example. You would start out with a preacher curl for 15 reps, go right into a Dave Draper forehead curl, and then right into a hammer curl, back to back to back. Grab a drink of water, and then hit it again 4 more times. You're moving so quickly through the workout with really next to no rest, you don't really got time to talk on your cell phone on the bench. You're moving, you're grooving, and so the workouts don't really take probably any more time than you're already spending in the gym. It's just now we're gonna be higher intense and more effective. So in phase 3, your training is getting pretty intense. I need you to step up your game because it only gets harder but more beneficial from here on out. If you truly want to change your body, you got to turn up your personal intensity and mental focus. So the diet in the pump phase really doesn't change. I'm not gonna complicate this process. I already know it works. You're gonna take in quality lean proteins, low glycemic carbohydrates, some fruits, and some healthy fats. The training is gonna take into account some of the fat loss because we're upping the intensity there. So I didn't really wanna change the caloric or the quality of the food that we're bringing in on this phase. And so we'll let the training decrease the body fat, not decrease the calories, because I still wanna put on quality lean mass with this eating regimen.
The pump phase, the diet doesn't change. I think after 8 weeks of, with the framework, the diet that we've given you, after 8 weeks, I feel like you should already know exactly or have an idea of how your body responds. So during this time, what you can do is you can take the diet that we've put together, right, with the macronutrient constants that we have, and maybe adjust it a little bit. Maybe you feel best when you take your carbohydrates in the morning. Maybe you feel best when you take your carbohydrates right before you work out, or maybe it's best in a post-workout meal. For me, it's best right before I go to bed. For the protein as well as the fat intake, maybe sometimes you're just not feeling it, and sometimes you want to switch your sources. Well, this is the perfect time to do it. You maybe want to add some more oils or maybe some fats into your diet. What I'd like for you to do is ask yourself a couple of quick questions. How is my body responding? Is my body doing what I want it to do? Am I gaining the lean body mass that I want? And the biggest question that you have to ask yourself is, where can I make the adjustments so I can tailor for the next phase of what I'm trying to do? The biggest suggestion that I make during this time when you're trying to gain is that make sure you understand what's going into your body. That's the one thing that you have control over, right? Is that the diet is the way that you fuel your body, and that's the opportunity for you to really, really take care of yourself.
So we're still gonna be eating 6 meals a day in 3-hour increments. You got 3 whole food meals a day and 3 supplement meals a day with your blended protein combat. Make sure you're preparing to be successful. Make sure you have your food with you, and just across the board, extremely consistent so your body gets what it needs to perform and to recover. So one of my favorite meals on this plan is I'll chop up a sweet potato and go ahead and fry it up in a little bit of olive oil or coconut oil with my chicken or steak. And so I kind of got like a sweet potato french fry to go along with my protein source. So I'm kind of feeling like that I'm cheating, but I'm not. So in this phase that you up the intensity quite a bit, you got to make sure you do not miss meals. What we want to make sure is that you get the proper intake of food and supplements, and that your protein and carb ratio is right there where it needs to be, so you're not sacrificing any mass. If you start missing meals, it could also sacrifice the recovery, but also the adding of new lean mass. So I can't stress enough, do not miss meals on any phase, but especially on this phase. So just like with nutrition, the supplements don't really change a whole bunch from the pyramid phase. You're gonna have your supplements you're gonna take with meals, you're gonna have supplements that you take as meal replacements, and then your pre and post-workout supplements, we're gonna stay the same so we can optimize performance and recovery. And then at the end of the day, you're gonna have your nighttime recovery also. So the breakdown is, as soon as you wake up, you're gonna have your breakfast and take your Armor V. And also you're gonna go ahead and have a first dose of Recon, which is for your recovery. Your second meal goes into your combat, which is your blended protein. You roll into your third meal, which is lunch, where you take another serving of your Armor V. Your fourth meal is your blended protein combat again. At dinner time, you're gonna have your whole food meal. And then top it off, you're gonna have one more shake for your sixth meal. And then prior to bed, you're gonna take your Z-Core PM with your branch chains. Recovery and performance is huge in this phase, and with every phase. But the fact that we're turning up the volume even more, you can't be missing meals, and you can't be missing your supplement timing. It's extremely important to get the results that you're after. So that's it for the pump phase of this 16-week Get Swole Trainer. Before you start this phase, make sure you scroll down to the page and get your daily breakdown on nutrition, supplements, and training. It's time to transform, build muscle, add precise size, and get swole.